arguments, they can really suck the life out of our relationships. So today I'm going to show you how to transform your arguments from painful to productive. Stick around. Now I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that think that arguments just shouldn't happen in a healthy relationship, but that just isn't the case. So by the end of this video, you'll have 3 practical ways to resolve any argument that you have with your partner, and not only that, but also to use that same argument to become more connected with your partner. This is coming from someone who not only provides couples counseling, but also who's been with his wife since 2007. So I feel like I know a few things about this topic. Tip number 1, you gotta put your ego in timeout. If we're trying to be right and win the argument at the expense of our partner, then we're both gonna lose every time. Instead, there are 3 things that I want you to focus on to put your ego in check. First, you have to reset your mindset about arguing. Do you see arguing as a negative part of a relationship? If so, then you'll likely be on the defense every time an argument arises. Instead, if you can see an argument as an opportunity to better understand and resolve a problem you and your partner are having, then this can drastically change your ability to positively handle an argument. Second, you want to make sure you're doing your own personal development mindfulness work so that you can really see clearly when your ego starts to arise and you know how to better handle it. Very, very important for you to make time for yourself on a daily basis for personal development. For myself, I practice meditation and mindfulness of daily activities every single day. Absolutely essential. So I'll talk more about mindfulness practices in future videos. However, it's important to know that the more that you're tuned into yourself, the quicker you'll be able to check that ego and come back to really listening. I like to keep things really simple. So a lot of times what I'll just do is to really focus in on my breathing. Take a deep breath and really just try to settle in to the situation. Your breath just gives you a real anchor to bring you back to the present moment, and it gives you a way to really oxygenate your brain so you can think clearly. And the third thing I want you to do to put your ego in timeout is to intentionally commit yourself to creating a safe space for your arguments to become constructive and useful. This is done in your own time during your own personal practices. Again, making this time for yourself is ultra important. So the main theme here in tip number 1 is making an intentional commitment to your relationship. So if you have struggled in your own personal relationship in the past with arguments, please type yes in the comments below and let me know what you've struggled with, and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you have. So tip number 2 that I have for you today to resolve any argument that you have constructively is to listen with the purpose of understanding. Listening in calm situations can be difficult enough. We have many distractions that can pull our attention away from our partner. And if we get emotional, then listening becomes even more difficult. Thankfully though, listening is a skill, and the more that we practice it, the more effective we become at listening. We can even intentionally make listening a mindfulness practice for us. Each time we get a chance to listen to our partner, we can view this as another opportunity to become a more effective listener, knowing that this will improve our relationship with our partner. And remember, there's much more to listening than just the words that are coming out of your partner's mouth. There's also body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. One of the best ways to listen is through active empathic listening, which brings us to tip number 3. We need to show our partner that we are listening and that we care. Active empathic listening is listening with empathy and repeating back to them what you heard them say. Using this style of listening effectively definitely takes practice, but is not difficult. You'll just have to focus on summarizing what your partner has said so that they know that you've been listening. And using key phrases like, "I'm sorry I upset you," or "please help me to better understand," can really help to bring more out about the problem and perhaps even get to the root of the issue. Because let's face it, The problem isn't always that you left your clothes on the floor or you forgot to put the dishes away. So if you're having trouble working through arguments in your relationship, I've created a mindfulness toolkit for couples specifically for you. This toolkit lays out a solid plan for you and your partner to follow so that you can resolve your problems and have more passion and less stress in your relationship. This mindfulness toolkit is completely free, and I'll leave you a link to it in the description below. So if you found value in this video today, please give me one of these. And if you want to learn more about how you can more mindfully connect with your partner so that you can find more peace and joy in your lives, then please consider subscribing and hit the bell so that you don't miss my weekly videos on the topic. So I hope you remember these tips and start using them regularly so that the next time that you have an argument with your partner, you can go from a losing battle to a win-win situation. Take care.